The federal government's growing lists of banned words reportedly deemed unacceptable by the Trump administrations. Of course, the terms include abortion, women, disability, elderly, Native American, and of course, Gulf of Mexico.
Oh.
Also banned indigenous.
Oh, yeah, of
indigenous
course.
community and indigenous people. So what do we call the native indigenous people of the land?
The owners.
The junk of the world could use a lot more sweet jam. You like what I did there?
I did like that. That was very good.
I don't know if I'm going to be doing any of this, but just in case I'll have my little white lady notes here. Okay. Welcome, everyone. You are listening to and watching the Junk and Jam Experience, the broadcast and podcast that usually celebrates the incredible journeys, stories, and lives of those who are dedicated to bringing joy to others, and they often include artists, entrepreneurs, activists, humanitarians, community organizers, creators of all stripes, who typically sit down with me to talk all about their impressive and diverse bodies of work. That's not what we're doing today. Today's Junk and Jam Experience will be all about making sense of the world we live in, because the junk of the world could use a lot more sweet jam. You like what I did there?
I did like that. That was very good.
I am your host, storyteller, broadcaster, and lover of all things human, suck it AI, Christopher Albert de la Roa. Or just call me Christopher, or as my grandmother called me, Cristo. And here to lend us some of his own sweet, sweet jam. Don't be gay about this, guys. My very special guest, producer, broadcaster, host, and sports commentator, Mr. Eric Rivera. Hello, Eric.
Hello. Thank you for having me in today. I'm looking forward to this. It's a little different than
It is a little different.
what
We're
we've done
experimenting
before.
here.
Experimentation's good.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it all depends on what your experimentation is. We're not asking anyone to like, hey, I want to try crack today.
Yeah, not that type of experimentation.
No judgments.
No judgments.
Are you lending your sweet jam to anyone else?
Am
out
I
there these
lending my
days,
sweet jam?
other than to our little Junk and Jam experience here?
No. Just me.
Are we looking to?
Always.
Yeah. You hear that, ladies?
That's right. That's
Ladies,
right.
yes.
Yeah, ladies. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a type? As in personality, maybe interests,
Just
things you would like her to be in? I know definitely sports would be nice.
okay, so this is something that I think people always get wrong about me, is that like I'm into sports, but if I meet somebody, I'm going to be equally into your stuff as you are into my stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm not one of those that's like, oh, you have to go to sports, but I don't want to go to whatever you want to go to. As long as like if you come out with me, I will go with you wherever you want to go.
I agree with that. Because you get to inspire one another, introduce one another to things maybe you haven't been introduced to before.
Yeah.
I left my mouse on your side. I don't think we'll be using that.
You learn different things. Like it's boring if you just want to do your own things. Like, you're with somebody else, so it's a shared experience.
You also get to discover things together. I'm going to be married 11 years.
Oh, you could still discover.
We're still discovering.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Every day.
It was Edwin's birthday this past weekend, and he's like, it feels like almost every day is my birthday. And I'm like, good. I'm doing my job.
Good. There we go. When it doesn't feel like your birthday, we have some problems.
Every day should feel like it's a new day alive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so let's get down to business in a segment we're going to call The Junk of the World.
Okay.
I've curated some topics to talk about, right?
So let's talk about them.
So I found an article on the Associated Press about a company The company is called Victus Sports, a Pennsylvania-based manufacturer of bats, apparently. And one of their products is producing torpedo bats.
Yes.
And they are currently experiencing a surge in demand, as they call it, innovative.
Yes.
Torpedo baseball bats. The bats feature apparently a distinctive design that redistributes wood mass lower on the barrel, whatever the fuck that means. Oh, here it is. It resembles a bowling pin. I don't know what the science is. Maybe you can help us with the physics of that. But it's garnered so much attention after some notable performances and some uses with it through the Major League Baseball players. Please do share some insights of what you know about these torpedo bats.
So basically, and like, I don't want to make this a joke, but you see how my pinky, imagine this is a baseball bat, right?
His pinky, put it in my
pinky. So basically, okay, so I'll do this. So basically, you have a bat. So the baseball bat would be like this. So let's say the regulation would be this. What they've done is, imagine if, like, let's say you jammed your finger and your finger started to swell in this area. That's exactly what the torpedo bat basically is. They've taken the mass of the bat and they've redistributed it to a specific area in the bat where players tend to make contact the most.
Oh, so it doesn't look like this?
No, it's not quite that.
It looks like this? Something like that?
I mean, that looks like something odd, but a little. In theory, this is what it would look like. It's just not quite shaped like that.
I'm trying to think of what
let me try.
It's a bowling pin. The bowling pin.
A bowling pin.
So if I drew a bowling pin.
Let me see how you got it here.
That's my bowling pin.
So
we'll do little stripes.
So let's see. Yeah, this is probably the best number 3 there, right in front of my face there.
Yes.
So this is probably the best description of it. The thing is, you'd hold the bat on this side, and then the knob and everything would be on this side, and so you'd be swinging this part.
So are the bats just paddles, but round
They're
paddles?
They're not that.
They're 3-dimensional paddles,
but
instead of flat.
Yeah, instead of flat. They're a little thicker. Yeah.
What is your take on it? I mean,
so
is this something you appreciate watching players use?
So I have to say this. When I was growing up, the steroid era, not really growing up, I was already like maybe 12 years old or whatever, but the steroid era was kind of taking off. Players were taking steroids, looking for an advantage, everything. And so it was a big deal back then. I've never been one that's complained about players seeking an edge really in anything.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's up to the people who are in charge to come up with the rules to prevent things from getting out of hand. So if they're not doing it, then to me, I'd say, why not do it? Unless like you're really hurting yourself, I say, why not do it? Because you know what? It's a lot of money that you can get for, performing well in any sporting field.
But you still have to learn the tool.
Yeah.
It's not like that automatically makes you a great player.
You have to be good. When it first came out and people were talking about it, they were wondering if it was the Yankees that were using it. And people were wondering, are the Yankees cheating? And I said to myself, and I stand by it, it is cheating to a certain degree.
Because no one else is using it.
Because no one else, not using it en masse. Certain players were trying it and stuff like that. But the Yankees were full blast. Like players who wanted to do it, did it.
So I have a question.
Yes.
If we were bowling and we have bowling tournaments.
Yes.
Maybe you see where I'm going with this, or maybe not.
Maybe.
I'm
Let's
using a different bowling ball than you are.
You know what? I do
the
see where
fingers
you're going.
fit differently.
Yes.
The weight is different.
Yes.
I swing it differently, but we both have the same goal.
Yeah.
Is that still apples to oranges? Or?
No, that's actually a very fair comparison because actually when they came out, in my head, one of the first things I was thinking about was actually bowling.
Yeah.
Because the ball is so specific. And my thought on it is if you're comparing it to bowling, as long as something fits within the regulations, it's fine. Like if there's a rule that says like, hey, this, like if you're bowling, this is the weight that the ball should be, or this is what's acceptable, then it's fine. The issue in Major League Baseball was that there was no real rule there was a general rule about how bats should be, so the torpedo bat falls in line with that. However, this is like one of those things where it's like, is it impacting play because theoretically you're hitting the ball with a thicker part of the bat than you normally would?
Yeah.
So there were questions about it. What the Yankees did is they did studies on where the players make contact with the ball. So for every player, it's slightly different where they're putting the weight.
Okay,
so
last word.
Yes.
On this subject.
Yes.
You're for it, and you think it improves the game?
It lets people.
Or is it just for the players? I mean, if it's just for the players, at the end of the day, it is improving the game to watch.
It's almost like a placebo effect, because you still have to be good at. You still have to be good at what you do.
I probably will not hit anything using any bat. You can give me that bat.
Yeah.
And I would still miss the piñata.
Yeah. Without a blindfold.
Without a blindfold.
You'd see it and just miss it.
Just miss it.
But yeah, hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do. So it takes a lot of skill to hit.
Now I'd imagine it'll make don't say or do as I don't do as I say.
Do as I
it could make a thief's job more easy when breaking up the jewelry counter. True. Maybe we need to study torpedo bats and their effects on, torpedo bats in the jewelry section
thievery,
of Target.
like robbing in Target. They get thicker.
We gotta start
bats.
small. Okay.
Yeah.
Another Associated Press. I've been doing all the readings.
Go. Yes, I see.
AI doesn't help with that. A German company has started to explore introducing glass, LED glass, into basketball courts. The company is ASB Glass Floor. It's their product.
Yeah.
And they have started to introduce to see if they could replace hardwood basketball flooring with their glass LED. Their aim is to revolutionize the traditional hardwood surfaces with basketball courts that incorporated an embedded LED technology, allowing for dynamic display of game lines, advertisements, and interactive content directly on the floor, which I feel like could be a little distracting for a player anyway. They have utilized it. Do you know what the Kentucky Big Blue Madness is event in October?
Kentucky Big Blue Madness.
Well, whatever. They used it on the floor there for that event.
It must have probably just a Kentucky basketball game.
And there was some positive feedback from players and coaches. The article went on to also address the challenges, of course, the tradition of basketball itself, which we were talking about. Cost, of course. To replace basketball court flooring. To replace flooring, period. Traditional flooring, thousands, thousands of pounds, and and then of course you're gonna have player adaptation to glass courts. To me, it just sounds like more space for advertisement.
That's probably if you're looking at the NBA, for example, using it, I would say that they would want to use it for advertisement and just have cool designs on the court that they could switch in between quarters and whatnot, do stuff like that. But I did see something, and I wish I remembered where I saw this. It was on YouTube, but I don't remember where this was located. There's a facility where they have basketball courts, and on the basketball court, you can obviously switch between courts with the LED court, but you could also use it for coaching. And I thought I thought to me.
Now, is this like the home gym mirror thing where they have like the trainer in the mirror?
Is it?
Not
really. Because like the
coach could probably. So like, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's
cut
fine.
you off. So, but I'm trying.
That's
to
it.
get
I'm walking out. I'm walking
out.
out.
The visual is like, if I'm a coach, and I might be conflating football with basketball, but if I was a coach and I had like a whiteboard and doing a play-by-play, maybe that play-by-play, at least while training, shows up on the floor. Like,
yes.
Go around here and circle around the back there, and X is you.
That's exactly how it is. Because I think the way it was there was a computer on one side of the court, and you could obviously input like the different court, and it would automatically change. But like if you wanted to coach players, you could literally like draw an X. The X would come up on the actual court, and then the player could go to the X, and like that's when so you could coach players like that.
I'm living in my head at the moment. So I'm watching basketball.
Yeah.
And then like, yes, a basketball player shoots a great 3 points. Our homeboy Steph Curry. And then from afar. And then the floor below him goes, psh, psh,
yeah.
Like fireworks. Yeah, and it spreads out. And then the other half is like, a player takes a shot and doesn't make it. And then the floor below them goes womp womp. And then like, it all goes red and blue. Or... a player gets hurt. And then it's like a cry emoji below them or on the side, each side of them.
They could put the what is the drawing that they do when people like are pass away on the street or whatever, like they got shot and so they're like, but they could do that.
Because no one brings lettuce and tomatoes anymore, and they should bring that back. But the floor can do that. Throw tomatoes and lechuga at the players.
See, what's actually funny is that the way that the league and like executives and whatnot would probably want to use the floor is to do things like that to draw in people like yourself who don't normally watch the game, because you could come in and watch it for all of that stuff. So that's why they would want to use that floor.
And then it'll feel like a novelty at first before it feels like something that's additive.
Yeah, everything.
So what's your take on these LED glass floors? Presumably they're not like glass.
Yeah, no, because I've seen them
plexiglass.
I've seen them used before. They were used, I think, in an NBA All-Star game one time. So I've seen them. I'm like a traditionalist, so I like the wood floors.
If you're gonna eat it, eat that.
Yeah. But I'll say this, like, as long as it doesn't interfere with play, as long as players are not like slipping and like hurting themselves on it, then to me it's not really an issue.
That was my thought, is like, it sounds like more equity for advertisement and obviously bringing in money for arenas and venues and just the teams themselves, right?
Of course.
But what about safety? And then obviously I'm sure they would do tests and make sure it's safe and
you'd have
more
to
insurance coverage, different type of insurance coverage, and then it's just like, okay, but still people over profits, and that includes athletes.
Mm-hmm. There are enough injuries in the NBA,
it's
and if people started getting hurt because they were slipping on an LED court, not a good look for everybody involved.
Back to Marley, everyone. Bodega cats.
Bodega cats.
Bodega cats. We love the Bodega cats.
Yes.
Apparently, people in New York are used to them. They like them. However, unfortunately, and obviously the bodega owners have them. I mean, I've seen them in pet stores, but it's different in a bodega because our feline furry friends actually violate state regulations.
Oh boy.
So for the small convenience stores and bodegas, despite the violation of state health regulations that prohibit animals in food selling establishments, there are pluses, like especially for, do you have to sneeze? Just thinking about the cats.
All right, I'm good.
Just thinking about the cats.
Yeah, I know. Just thinking.
You into a
just thinking about the cats.
So for lots of business owners, the cats, they deter pests and rodents. Although it's like they say they keep roaches away. I'm like, how?
I've still seen roaches all around.
But,
so,
you know, the reason why there's regulations against the cats, the pet owners are advocating for the cats because of that reason as well, is that they actually keep the store cleaner than if they weren't there. The cats themselves, they're valued by community members. And they also bring like a sense of community, like you get to know the cat's name, or it's like community cats. And they end up fostering connections within the residents that go there. What is your take?
I've never been bothered by a bodega cat, honestly. like I always see them in like it's almost one of those weird things. It's like when I see one, it's almost reassuring to me. It's like I go in and I'm like, all right, I'm cool with this place. Like they got the cat roaming around. It says a lot about the person who has the pet. Yeah, it does. You know, and because when I go, because there's some delis, like I'll walk into them and I'll kind of be like, I don't know if I like this place. But then I'll see the cat walking around. I'm like, okay, all right, I think these people.
You have just introduced like a phenomenal idea, which is, you know, because the cats are inviting, right?
Yeah.
Bodega owners should start putting their cats outside with sign spinners. Yeah. Make them the sign spinners. You'll get more.
Yeah, you should do that. That would make a lot of sense. But yeah, they're just like, for me, it's reassuring because I've been around, you know, bodega cats and everything. So I know. I used to have like a store in the corner of my building that had one, and so you just always see the cats like roaming around, and it's normal to me. Even though there are a lot of people who it's not normal to, but it's like,
I don't want all that feline AIDS around my potato chips.
Yeah.
So my thought is you can and will and do have people in the neighborhood who frequent there who are actually, it's beyond cleanliness. They're allergic to cats.
Yeah.
So there are regulations and even restaurants have to follow in terms of like saying this meal has these types of allergens.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe the solution is just put up a sign. We have a cat inside.
They probably should do that. And you know what's funny? I'm actually allergic to cats.
Yeah.
At least I think
that by your reaction.
I think I might be because I used to.
You almost started.
Because I used to house sit cats. Like when the owners left, I used to go and they'd be like,
you couldn't breathe, your nose was stuffy.
Yeah,
you broke out into hives.
It was always the worst.
You had no idea why. You did know why.
I had an idea, but I was like, I'm getting paid to like take care of these people's cats, so I didn't want to say I'm allergic to it.
And you had to like change the litter. And also depends on the cat fur.
Yeah.
Not that there's like hypoallergenic kitties out there, but I think if they're like short hair, but there's like certain cats that like their hair does not come off, and you have to brush them.
Yeah,
and soft hair. It's not wiry.
So I don't know. I house sat for like a couple, or I took care of like a couple cats. I never really had to like groom them or anything when I was with them, but there were certain ones that when I went into the apartment, I just broke out sneezing, runny nose, watery eyes, everything. And then there were other ones that I was like, oh, it's not that bad in here. But I'm actually allergic, and bodega cats don't bother me. So if I sneeze a couple times, I sneeze a couple times. I know I'm going to walk out. So
an article, an Associated Press article.
The AP added again.
The AP. A babysitter in Kansas.
Okay.
Came to the aid of a child who screamed about a monster being under its bed. The article didn't say the child's age. You shouldn't laugh at coming to the aid of a child for a monster in a bed.
Because I've seen so many stories like on TV where the kid's like, oh, there's a monster under my bed. And then like it's not real. It's like some imaginary monster or whatnot. But like,
well, maybe so the kid was obviously in distress.
Okay.
And even if like a kid yelled "there's a monster in my bed," I think you're reacting to the kid's reaction to the monster.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, of course.
Of how real or fake the perceived monster is.
Yeah.
This monster, as it turns out, was real.
Yeah.
The babysitter discovered a 27-year-old man hiding under there. But it wasn't just like a random... This, by the way, brings back memories for me.
Oh, man. I got to hear that.
I wasn't 27. I might have been 7, though.
Oh, okay.
And it was opposite. I was hiding under an adult's bed.
Oh, man.
I was the monster under adult's bed. But I wasn't the monster. I was a doll. They thought I was a doll.
Oh, really?
I had a friend. His name was Mo-Chan. And it was elementary school. And I was over his house. And we were just hanging out. And it's not like we did anything. I mean, we should have. I mean, what are two strange boys at this age doing together? But no, I mean, you have friends, right? Friends, like from school.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't like thinking anything gay yet. But it ended up being really gay because his mother is coming home and then you hear the keys in the door. And like real quickly, he's like, "You gotta hide." I'm like, "You're shitting me right now. You're literally shitting me. Why do I have to hide?"
That is so funny.
He couldn't have guessed apparently, and I think it's something you should have told me.
That is so funny.
So anyway, I'm under mom's bed and I see her walking around. I'm hearing them talk, and she's yelling at him. She's so insufferable. I see why he wanted me to hide from her.
Oh, man.
And I can see why she doesn't let him have guests because he hasn't, cussed her out yet. But presumably, it felt like he was, she's a single mom. So he's the man of the house. Like, Mom, calm down. But whatever, he didn't do that. So I'm under the bed. And eventually, something happens where she discovers me or sees something strange under the bed. I have hair. So I look like, I'm 7 years old. I look like I guess a discarded My Buddy. She calls in a friend. Her friend is like not like another like Southeast Asian woman from India. Yeah. It's a big, large black man. Yeah. And he's tugging this shit out of him. "What is this? What you got under your bed?" "What is that?"
Oh my gosh.
"Please go away. I'm not here."
Oh, Lord.
And my brother and his friends, and it's a little way. So, like, I think they live in, like, some fancy building or some house. I don't remember. We're from the projects. So a whole bunch of projects kids shows up at their door looking for me. I can hear them, and I just should have ran out. I'm like, I'm here. But I stayed.
And you missed your chance.
I did this all for Mo-Chan.
Oh, man.
What an asshole. Anyway, I eventually had to come out of the bed. Oh, so you know what this asshole does? Eventually, we're in school, and he accuses me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Apparently, his mother's jewelry went missing. Some of his mother's jewelry went missing. I know.
Oh, wow.
You're blaming the 7-year-old Puerto Rican kid instead of the big man.
Wow. Wow, you got blamed
the
for
audacity.
it. That is crazy. That's like an episode of a sitcom right there.
I know. I should have went to their house with a torpedo bat.
Take the torpedo bat. Yeah, and just busted everything up.
It was such a mess, too. It's like the house, everything was covered in plastic, and all the furniture was like close together. There was like 3 sofas and 3 tables and silver and gold shit everywhere.
When everything's covered in plastic, too, everything makes noise. So, like, you go and it's like you sit and it's like you get that plastic or you...
I mean, compared to the... My mother had us living in, it was a beautiful palace. It was just like a palace of shit.
A palace of shit.
It's like they moved from a palace but stuck their shit in an apartment.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, man. That's
what was your story?
So, I was visiting a lady friend years ago, and... I was hanging out with her and like we weren't really doing anything, and all of a sudden like we were in her room and she had the door closed and whatnot, and then all of a sudden like there's like the front door, and then her room was right here. So like somebody like comes in the front door, and she's like, you gotta hide, you gotta like get under the bed or whatever. So I like get under the bed, and there was like no room, so I had to like squeeze.
What was under there?
There was like, it was just like, it was nothing. There was nothing under the bed, but it was like the way the bed was situated. It was like up against the wall.
And how tall were you by this time? You're already your height.
Yeah, I was already my height.
Full grown.
Yeah.
Under a twin mattress.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had.
The bed was low.
Yeah, it was low. So I had to like get down, and like I get down, and like I think I'm in position.
What were you doing prior to the door of somebody coming in?
Nothing, just hanging out.
Okay.
That's it. So she tells me that, and like and then she's like, you have to like get under the bed, and I'm like, okay. So like
you could have told me this.
Yeah, I know. So I like squeezed under and everything like that, and the thing was that they had like a conversation. It was like her and her mother, and they were like having a conversation. Like, oh no, it wasn't her mother. It was her brother that was coming in. That's why she didn't want me to be seen. So she's like, you have to get down. So they started talking, and then like he comes into the room, and then like I realized like I'm like under the bed, and I'm like, oh, excuse my language.
You could see. I think we've been cursing. You could see his feet.
I'm like, I couldn't see his feet because she had like the bed.
She had the ruffles, the bed
yeah.
ruffles.
So I couldn't see his feet, but I knew I left my sneakers out there. So I was like, no, he's going to see like sneakers, and he's going to be like, oh my God, like I got to like go hunt. And I was like.
So hanging out with your sneakers off.
Yeah. So.
So keep the bra on action.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like under there, and I was just like, just don't come over here. Like, I wasn't in the mood. I'm like, I want to have some fun tonight or something. So
how long did this? I mean, usually their conversation could have been 5 minutes, but to you it felt like 50 minutes.
It was almost an hour.
Yeah.
Because the thing was that they kept going back and forth. Like they kept going back and forth between like her room, the kitchen, the living room, and I was like, I couldn't get out, because if I get out, like, and he sees me, or if I move the sneakers, I'm like, it's gonna be suspicious. So I was like there, and I'm like, just go, please, just go. So eventually, like, he ended up leaving, and then like I was able to get out from under the bed.
Action?
No, we were leaving. We were going somewhere. So we weren't there like overnight or anything. We were going somewhere else, but I was like, so I was kind of dressed up, like not like super fancy, but I was like, damn, I wore these nice clothes.
I
gotta like
hiding under the bed moments. We shared that.
Yes.
So this hiding under the bed, we're gonna make T-shirts.
Yeah.
Junket Jam T-shirts. I survived under the bed.
I survived under the bed. Yep.
This idiot. Not the child, nor the babysitter, but the idiot that was under the bed got into a confrontation with the babysitter. He previously lived there, so apparently the mother had a protection order of abuse against him from him being on the property.
Oh, okay.
So, maybe, I don't know. It didn't really seem like it said it was his child. Maybe it wasn't his child. But he ended up, with the confrontation with the babysitter, the child was knocked down.
Oh, man.
So more charges to him. He was apprehended the next day, and his charges included aggravated burglary, aggravated battery, child endangerment, and he was held without bond.
Wow.
Not how our stories ended.
No, not how our... There was no jail time for us. You know what else this story reminds me of? Did you ever watch the show back in the day, Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction?
No.
So they would always tell stories like kind of like that, where it was like it was like stories where you had to pick out what was real and what wasn't. Yeah. Basically, there was one story that just popped into my head. It wasn't about a bed, but it was about a closet, where a kid kept saying, "Oh my God, there's a monster in the closet," and his friends just mocked him mercilessly.
Oh boy.
And so like one day, one of his friends went into the closet.
It was a homeless man living
there. And then the friend didn't come out.
He got sucked off.
And so
he got sucked in.
He got sucked off. Okay.
So I watched.
He got sucked up in the closet.
Exactly. I watched a show called Ghosts.
Yeah.
And we watched the BBC version too. Uh-huh. And when the ghosts stay haunting the wherever they died in.
Yeah.
Until, but they don't know what they call them going on to a different plane is being sucked off into like. So the boy was sucked in.
So that, and then like he ended up like going missing, and they had to call the police, and the police had no idea where he went. So like I don't even remember at the end of the episode. He ended
up living in the closet.
Yeah.
He was the monster in the closet.
Yeah, he ended up becoming the monster in the closet, but I don't remember. I think they said it was actually based off of a true story.
So this was an episode that just stuck in your head.
Yeah, well, you brought that up. You brought that whole thing up, like the kid screaming out about the monster, and the closet would like move and open.
It was a reenactment.
Yeah, it was a reenactment, not a documentary. Not a documentary. That was what I thought of.
Sucked off to death. Okay.
Oh Lord! Okay. What a way to go.
So we're winding down. We still have some time left. We're gonna do a PSA.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yes.
Looking for a car that turns heads and saves you cash? Say hello to the all-new any vehicle but a Tesla. No. Where beauty meets brilliance without breaking the bank. Sleek design, premium features, and the latest tech, all starting under $25,000. Lane assist, touchscreen display, Bluetooth, everything, and fuel efficiency that'll make your wallet smile. Whether you're cruising the city streets or hitting the open road, the any car but a Tesla is ready for the ride of your life. Visit your local not Tesla dealership today and test drive the car that's rewriting the rules. The only car that's not Tesla offers you style, power, affordability, all in one. No need to worry about limited time offers, because any time is a good time to not own or drive or look at or get in a ride share. That's a Tesla. Thank you. There is some real junk in the world going on. Mm-hmm. According to CNN, the National Park Service, of course, run by our dear new government, made unapproved changes, by the way. And I think this is what the current administration wanted when, making executive orders that are not law. We're going to say that every episode. Executive orders are not law, but it scares people enough or emboldens people enough.
Yeah, I would say that.
To make some decisions without approval.
Yeah.
And one of the unapproved changes was to the National Park Service's what is the Underground Railroad webpage. So they removed a prominent image and quote of Harriet Tubman because, the Underground Railroad doesn't have to be associated with her, right? Obviously, she was a key figure in the Underground Railroad. The edits also minimized references to slavery. It omitted the mention to the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. The alterations to the website and the omissions, of course, obviously prompted some backlash, specifically from not just the public, but from historians. And obviously we see attack on education and Ivy League education.
Yeah.
Because you want to, obviously in this time that we're living in, you want to minimize the credentials of scientists, of educators, of scholars. which actually led them to restore the original content just yesterday. By the way, they just restored it. So it was down for a few weeks. But for those of you who don't know about Harriet Tubman, she was an American abolitionist, a humanitarian, and obviously famous conductor of the Underground Railroad. She helped run a secret network that helped enslaved people escape to freedom. Again, she escaped slavery herself, then risked her life repeatedly to return and lead more enslaved people to freedom. She was nicknamed Moses for leading her people to liberation during the Civil War. She also worked as a spy, a nurse, and a scout for the Union Army, of course. After the war, she was active in the women's suffrage movement, fighting for the right to vote. And of course, she remains a symbol of courage, resistance, and freedom. Current administrations ban executive orders to ban certain topics and words and DEI and
gets on my nerves.
And that included Harriet Tubman. It feels a little sad.
Yeah, it does. It also feels sad because it's not only are they do they want to take those actions, but it's sad that there's so many people that just go along with it.
Right. That
I totally understand if somebody's well, they say this and I'm in a position where I can't really do much about it. I understand in those situations. But the people who are just gleefully oh yeah, get rid of this or DEI that. Meanwhile, this administration is hiring a bunch of people who would fall under basically what a DEI hire in theory would be.
You're getting rid of career professionals who are more than qualified, who know their business.
Yes.
With people who don't know jack.
Yeah.
And you're hiring them based on just the simple fact that they're cisgendered white men.
Yeah, who kiss up to the president, basically. That's it. Yeah,
that's the only requirement.
Yeah, they do what they accuse DEI hires.
Oh, it's all
It's all that's
gaslighting moment.
The gaslighting is what drives me crazy, though. Yeah. It's how can you do something?
But that's the point, is to make you, eventually you're going to be I think I am crazy.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I want to go over the federal government's growing lists of banned words. While Trump has said, it's not in exact order to be eligible for grants and things like that, they're looking at this growing list. So PEN America, we love PEN America, has compiled a list of over 250 words so far and phrases reportedly deemed unacceptable by the Trump administrations. Of course, the terms include abortion, women, disability, elderly, Native American, and of course, Gulf of Mexico. The restrictions are part of the administration's, assault on anything that's related to diversity, equity, inclusion, climate change, vaccines, you name it. So I picked out a few that stood out to me.
Okay.
And we've mentioned Native American, which is odd to me because neither Melania nor Elon nor Trump's mom are native to America.
Oh my gosh, that kills me every single time I think about it. Especially to see Elon Musk doing all this stuff, running Doge and whatnot.
Oh wait, so if you ban Native American, I'm gonna have to do a search here. Let me see.
Okay.
Yep. They've also banned indigenous.
Oh, yeah, of
course. Indigenous
course.
community and indigenous people. So what do we call the native indigenous people of the land?
The owners.
I don't think owners. I like that. So we are now going to call the native people of the land the owners of America.
The owners.
That's brilliant.
Sometimes I'm brilliant.
Of course, racism and racial inequality. But racist, I guess you could say racist, is not banned. But racism is banned. Of course.
I can't help but laugh at some of these because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Of course, racism doesn't exist anymore because, Trump felt he's got more black supporters now who obviously like him. His words, not mine, because they could relate to him now because of his criminal indictments, and he has a mugshot now.
When I heard people talking about that, I there's so many things that just make me roll my eyes.
So Trump feels, and one of the things he campaigned on was that, and that he told his followers, I don't know how else, supporters, cult followers,
cult.
One of the messages he campaigned on it, that there is now a growing and a real bias against white people, and that's a problem. Just for reference, by the way, one of the most common jobs for white men or women, but mostly men, 90% of chief executives are white.
It's not a surprise.
So there's no racial inequality anywhere.
No.
We can't say sex, which I feel like makes sense. I feel like Melania barely kisses him.
Yeah.
Let alone touch him to have sex. I can see why he wanted to do away with it.
It's gross even thinking about those two.
Oh, I know. She's not hot stuff either.
Like, yuck.
By the way.
Mm-mm.
Prostitute, commercial sex worker, gone, banned by the government from.
Why? Why would they ban it when?
Well, yeah,
it's like Republican white men.
Totally.
That you not only just sex workers, like they're big into gay sex workers, like they're into men.
Their thing.
That is like they said. I read something somewhere that they said that like the Republican National Convention is like the best time for like
sex work,
gay in particular, like gay male white sex workers that, or not just white, but like in general, that like that's like their time where they make a lot of money.
I like that. I'm gonna have to look for a new job. So I know where to scout now.
There you go.
Who needs OnlyFans when you have these only dicks?
Yeah.
Running the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting because obviously Jeffrey Epstein was selling Girl Scout cookies in his jet. And of course, Stormy Daniels was Trump's hairstylist. No,
I don't think she was. I think she was just an escort that he...
No, that's not allowed. You can't say that.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. She was...
His manicurist.
His... something.
She was trimming his hedges. She was. Another thing that's banned or poo-pooed on is evidence-based. Obviously, this administration loves alternate facts, and anything that is, of course, evidence-based is a hoax.
Yeah. When was it? I might have been on Twitter that I read this, but somebody was like, when did people become like so skeptical of everything? Because it's like there's some things.
That was the point of putting so much garbage out there. And you have a person of not just power, but before power, this was a prominent person that people listened to. And this is when we think of like, if you have a platform, you can use it responsibly. But this person purposefully used it irresponsibly for so many years with the goal to confuse people just enough into not knowing what the hell is fact or fiction. What happened to that boy in the closet? It's Trump.
Yeah.
Trump is the monster in the closet.
He's the monster in the closet.
Who now is the monster in the White House.
Yeah. And the thing that bothers me is that it's not necessarily wrong to be skeptical.
Right. question.
Yeah, because you want to ask questions. If you don't know something, you should ask. You should find stuff out.
You should stop at the facts.
Yeah, but because like if you have like a doctor that studies something and tells you, and like listen, it's your choice ultimately. Like if a doctor tells you something, it's your choice whether you want to go through with something or whatnot. But it's a doctor telling you, and like they're the ones who study these things. They're the ones who do all the studying, do all the reading, and it's like you should take that into consideration, and not what Joe Schmo says on Twitter or on YouTube.
Joe Schmo, go through these real quickly. Autism, which of course now RFK Jr. has nothing to blame vaccines for now. Like, what is he going to blame vaccines? He can't use autism in his documentation. COVID-19 banned from government websites and documentation because 2020 never happened. Okay, LGBTQ, LGBT, gay, and men who have sex with men gone from government documentation. Now, as someone who is not a straight hetero man, I'm not sure what to call myself. Do I just call myself a dick sucker?
That's up to you, I guess. Go crazy.
Suck off. Come to me.
I'm a
we're
suck
the suck offs.
We're the suck. Come in the closet, and I will.
Come in the closet with the suck offs. I'm not gay. I'm a suck off. Put that in your government document.
Oh man. Oh, I'm a
so
suck off.
Stupid. I'm a suck off. Oh, women and woman, singular, women, plural, which is fine with me in the sense that I will always refer to Marjorie Taylor Greene as the man that she actually is. Yeah. So I'm okay with it in that sense. It's so stupid.
I know.
Women who have built this country, let alone black women. Oh, you can't. Disability and elderly, which is crazy because if you think the spectrum of youth to elderly, where the hell does Trump thinks he fits in? He's closer to Biden than he is to anyone else.
Yeah. He's going to be 82 at the end
elderly.
Of this 4 years. Like when this 4 years up, he's going to be 82. I'm like, what the hell does he think he is? Like,
he can't even hold a cup of water.
He can't.
And read a teleprompter at the same time.
I hate his reading. He reads that prompter and it's like it's so funny. You can tell when he's reading the prompter and then when he goes off script and decides to ramble on his own.
There's nothing coherent. There's nothing thoughtful. There's nothing meaningful. I mean, these people, they are defunding HIV research, but proposing bills to make Trump derangement symptom an illness. And if I do have Trump derangement syndrome, it's because the man is deranged. And to be fair, so let's say long shot. Congress, Senate passes a bill that certifies Trump derangement syndrome as an illness. We should also make Obama derangement syndrome an illness. We should also make Clinton, just Hillary derangement syndrome an illness.
How about we just make it like political figure derangement syndrome or whatever? Because
they're all making us ill.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to end with this. Advocacy, activism, advocates. Banned word list, restricted from government websites and research. But
I rolled my eyes a lot during this.
You can still advocate. You can tell Congress enough with the censoring. Go to pen.org, read all of the banned words, and they have a tool there where you can advocate and be a little activist and tell Congress, stop censoring America. Obviously, all of this is done on the hypocrisy of advocating for free speech,
Yeah.
and they're getting rid of words that don't align with their free speech.
And everybody that's like, yay, this is so great, he's getting rid of it. I'm like, yeah, you like it now, but it's like when eventually it affects you, because it's going to affect everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to like these things that he's doing. And so, like, all these people who support him and support everything that's going on, they need to, at some point, I don't know if they will, but, like, I hope that there's some people, and maybe there's some people that are starting to realize it. I hope that they're realizing.
Starting to, though, because
it's a shame.
Prior to this.
It's a shame, but I hope that there are people that are realizing that he is not what you thought he was. I just want to say, all these people that voted for him and now are having like a family member or even themselves deported, like, what did you guys think was gonna have happen? Like, people worship that man so much, and they always think that people who don't like support him, that we worship like other politicians.
But we don't. I'm not.
We
First
don't.
of all, everyone was complaining they were broke about the election, the economy. But you had all this money for yard signs and flags that were not real flags, but stupid flags that put someone else's face on it.
Yeah.
You had all this extra money to buy garbage with.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with you, but represented everything that this man and his movement represents. It's not about making anybody's lives better. All it is a power grab.
Yeah.
That's all it
exactly.
is. It's about power, holding power, retaining power, and now
taking back power.
Now it's about having power over people, over their decisions, over their livelihoods.
Yeah.
Now it's, how do I increase this power? And that's what's going on.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
Literal limitations to the power of a president, the office of the presidency is itself being raped and pillaged and spat on.
Yep.
And it's just a free-for-all, and it's just a power grab. How much power can I get with this title?
That's exactly what
this
it is.
platform.
Yep. And all these people that praise him. And
if you have to sign executive orders, and presidents who have signed executive orders know this, it's not really a sign of power.
It's not. It's not. There's nothing.
Your job is to get people to agree to this.
Exactly.
And you cannot.
Yeah, like, that's stupid.
So I'm just going to sign this paper very sharply.
It's like if somebody played like any sport and was like, well, if you sign this, like, that means I win. And I'm like, no, that's not how it actually works. You have to actually go out and win. It's like all of this, everything that's being done is a sign of real weakness, not strength in any way, shape, or form. And everybody who buys into that needs to look at themselves in the mirror and wonder what the hell they're doing with themselves.
Well, I know what they're not doing with themselves. Having sex with Trump. Yeah. So, thank you so very much, Eric, for joining me. This has been really fun.
Thank you for having me here. It was a lot of fun.
Insightful. Where and what can we find you doing these days?
So I'm doing my show, Life and Whatever Else. And you can find it on YouTube, and my Instagram. You can find me at Eric LAWE for Life and Whatever Else. I've been posting a lot of sports clips mainly, because that's like a lot of what I've been focused on recently. If you're really into sports and you want to know what's on my mind, or you just want some cool ideas, then that's my show.
Very knowledgeable about all things sports. And if you want, you can, not if you want, you will. To find out more about everything Junker Jam, go to junkerjam.com. And while you're at it, go and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Maybe it's a follow button. Maybe it says follow me. Do that. Give it a thumbs up.